Alright, here we are. An empty garage. I got some splaining to do. Today is November 10th. This video is going live November 11th, and I actually sold the RS4 October 8th. So it's been a month and 2 days without the car. My last drive with the big girl. Sad. I bought it with 192.2. She's got 193.7 on her now. Woof, it's kind of sad to let her go. But it's going to the right place. It's the right move. There he is. The man. If you somehow live under a rock, I had a 2007 Audi RS4 that I bought off of Cars and Bids. It had 192,000 miles at the time. When I sold it, it had 193,700 miles on it. I have a lot of feelings on the situation, but I will purely stick to the facts, and that is that car was very much misrepresented on the site. Now, how I know that it was misrepresented on the site is thanks to the person that I sold it to. So I had a previous owner of the RS4 reach out, actually the guy who sold the car to the guy that I bought it off of, so the previous owner. He found the auction online searching the VIN one day, then he found my YouTube channel from the comments on there, then he found my Instagram from there, then he messaged me, I gave him my phone number, and we got on the phone and talked for like 45 minutes. And moral of the story, he's the Audi tech or Volkswagen tech that owned the car for a long period of time. He's very much hands-on with the car. He knows the car super well, and he told me a lot of the things that I discovered myself were issues that needed to be resolved prior to him selling the car. Now, he's a very straight-up guy. John, thank you for shooting me straight and giving me all the information, even though at the time I wasn't ready to sell the car to you. He mentioned that the car probably needs a clutch, which the clutch pedal was sticking. I was told something else. The car probably needs injectors, which I was going to do. It was going to be a good amount of money. Carbon clean, flap delete, all sorts of fun stuff that the car needed that was just blatantly overlooked in the ad. And so John said, I love that car. That's my baby. Let me buy it off of you, and I will bring the car back, and I will love it, and I want to take it to 200,000 miles. And I originally said to John, no, I want to save this car. I want to give it, the love that it deserves. And I sat on that for, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 days. And in the back of my mind is a little voice saying, look, like, I really haven't done super well with getting rid of cars and profiting off of them. And this is a unique situation where John and I talked back and forth quite extensively, and I essentially said to him, if you want the car, buy me out of it for what's in it. I'm not going to disclose what that was, but I think it's a very fair price for the both of us. I certainly don't feel bad about selling it to him, and he's super happy to have it home. I'll put John's Instagram on the screen if you want to head over there and give him a follow and keep up with the happenings of the RS4. We kind of came to an agreement on selling the car. He said he wanted to keep it. I said, my time with the car is okay. It's time to go. That's kind of how it went. The other thing is, if I had kept that car any longer, I had a service lined up for that car that would have been like $800 in parts and like $1,000 in labor. That would have been injectors, carbon clean, manifold, deflap, all that fun stuff. We would have ended up going to Jackal Motorsports to get a tune for it because Matt over there is the man. And, I was kind of at that point, it's a slippery slope. Once you start putting money into something, it's very hard to stop. You find little things here and there. I was probably going to have to do a clutch. We would have done the tune, obviously, and I'm sure other little things would have popped up along the way. So it was kind of good timing from John, where I had made my videos that I wanted to make on the car and hadn't gone too much further in depth on it. And had I gone a lot further in depth, I, one, wouldn't have got my money back out of it, and two, I don't know if that would have actually made for interesting content. I was able to make the videos about the RS4 that I wanted to make in the time between me agreeing to sell it and me shipping the car to John. And none of those videos have done exceedingly well. So it kind of seemed like at the beginning you guys were in it for the story of the RS4, and then once I started talking about what it was like to own the RS4, the interest like really dropped off, which surprised me, and I think, you know, I have some stuff to learn from that about people's behaviors and kind of how to position cars in the future. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube is like a storytelling platform. Sure, we can post DIYs and stuff, but it has to be interesting. It has to be something that you follow along with. That's what you gain the subscribers from, and that's what, you know, people watch the videos for. So, I made the videos that I wanted to make on the RS4. John is like over the moon to have the car back, which makes me super happy. Like to know that someone else will love this car the way it's meant to be loved and take care of it the way it's meant to be taken care of. That makes me really happy, and definitely not something that didn't factor into the equation of me selling it. But I think ultimately what it's opened up is an opportunity for something else on the channel. My son's mom just sold her car, so we're officially a one-car family with the S6, which has been great because we live in downtown Boston. We only have one parking spot, so we were dealing with street parking before that. But I have an opportunity in front of me to do something else cool. I posted on Instagram the other day. There's a couple options. There's like my friends at Integrated Engineering really want me to try out that new Garrett turbo for the MQB 2-liter motor, which sounds fun to me. I'd love to, you know, do a big turbo thing, and, you know, my homie Evan Shanks just got hooked up with them, and he's doing, you know, rolling anti-lag and launch control and all that fun stuff on the MQB car. So, you know, a Mark 7R or an S3 is definitely something in play. Damon from Integrated and I have tossed around the idea of putting a ZF 8-speed in a B8 S4, which is not the transmission that came in the car originally. It's a DSG, but the ZF would allow for a little better launch. We've played with the idea of doing that, going like full send, like, you know, gutting the car and trying for 9s and that. That idea is not off the table, but if I gut the car, it's obviously not very dailyable. And then the kind of wild card out of left field is my buddy Matt, again at Jackal Motorsport. He and I have been talking back and forth about a supercharged B6 or B7 S4. There's a couple different kits out there. My homies at JHM would probably be on board for that as well, though I haven't talked to them yet. Hi Jake, you want to send me a blower? But it's kind of a wild card. And then, you know, there's always the opportunity to buy like a really cheap car and see what that's like. I've always wanted to buy like a cheap Mark IV GTI and understand what Mark IV ownership really means. So let me know, like, what do you guys want to see next? Are you upset that I sold the RS4? And if so, you know, give it to me in the comments. Tell me I'm an idiot and I shouldn't have sold it. But wanted to give you guys like a sit down to the camera and talk and tell you kind of what's what. Hopefully you watched through all the way. If you didn't, and you just saw the RS4 is sold and you unsubscribed, bye. But you're not seeing this anyway, so only the real ones are sticking around, so I appreciate you. Yeah, that's it. I've been putting off making this video for a while because I'm worried how the internet's going to react to it, but at the end of the day, it's my car. It is what it is. We're on to bigger, better, more reliable, and less no longer available, if that makes sense. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for supporting the RS4 journey. Can't wait for the next one. Until then, we're going to make more S6 videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go out there, spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Also, we got to put the winter wheels on soon. Got my RS5 rotors back there. And I should probably bring the drag slicks in for the garage because it's going to be cold outside. I should probably sell those.